some candles because it's a low sensory day today. Ooh, spooky, I like it. Picasso. I like it, Picasso. I'm here to talk about, first I'm going to talk about the shirt that was made by Niche and Rachel for Rachel's recital. If you don't know Rachel, you have to listen to their music. They just released a SoundCloud demo that you're going to love. But I'm just the most overstimulated being possible. I drew this concept sketch of a piano for a tattoo that I wanted to get on my ring one day. So I'm deciding to incorporate it into this big thing. I don't really know what it is. I never really know what anything is when I start drawing, but okay, I'm going to start filling this in because it'll make my brain go a bit quiet. I fell out of a tree yesterday, and that's not even a joke because my friend Peter was taking photos of me. The first time I did it, I fell and it was fine. I'll probably put the videos in here for fun. So I went up, and the second time I did it, I completely slipped. I lost grip on the tree, and I fell down onto my ass, and then boy did it hurt. Last night I was at Mojo's for a North Frio Songwriters Club night, which I love those nights. They're so sweet. I always get to hear like what's actually behind the artist's songs and what they actually are thinking when they're writing, or like what it makes them feel now, even after all that time. And it was really sweet. And I got to introduce the song by saying, "Today I fell from a tree." I have been simply having a minor existential crisis. Crises is multiple. Crisis. But there's so many things going on in the world, and here I am in my little pocket of life and my human experience, and it feels like a crime that things are going in a positive, in the direction I want them to go. Like, I want to be doing art 24/7 and to be doing a job I'm passionate about, but it's also really scary and kind of unstable because there's no guarantees. Remember in 2014 when Tumblr Girlies did this? Listening to Defying Gravity in my car at full volume, and every person at the lights just looks at me like I'm fucking nuts. Which is okay, because, again, I love what you love. I can't tell myself that this year I was going to, like this new year, I'm gonna like show people more of myself and just be doing more like video journaling things. Like, this is something I usually wouldn't film, but it's an important like check-in with myself. Like, this is self-care for me. So it also feels like if I'm journaling to the people watching, but I'm also journaling to myself, because I can look back on it and see how I was doing, I guess. Because writing sometimes, as an ADHD and a dyslexia person, saying words out loud and verbal processing is very important to how I understand myself. But yeah, verbal processing is important to someone like me, because I got really good at journaling for a while and like writing things down, but because of the depression and the anxiety that I keep waking up with, I have found it hard to write things down because it's like I can see it. Meanwhile, speaking feels like it's just going out there and it's like, it's done with. I don't have to worry about, like, I don't know. That doesn't even make sense. Most of my brain doesn't really make sense. I don't think anyone makes sense. Nothing makes sense and everything is weird. So I think I'm very influenced by surrealism, Salvador Dali, craziness, dreams, the subconscious in my art, and I'd love to incorporate more colour and stuff. But this year I've only done, I think two drawings, 2 art pieces, drawings. They're not scribbles. I do put a lot of effort into them, and I should validate that more for myself, even though it's hard. But this one I did year 11 and 12 ATAR art, and this is one from 2020. But that's pretty much what my art has always been, just like weirdness. Like, what are these little creatures? Who knows? But that's the kind of first one I did where I really found my style in this big medium. And then I have this other one that I did this year. I like small details a lot. But yeah, I think it's really fun. This one's on flimsy paper because big paper is expensive and sets expectations for me. It takes me ages to build up motivation to get to this point where I can just start drawing again. There is such a big part of me that thinks whatever I draw is nonsense, but really nonsense is my favourite part of the art. It's that art makes you feel something. The art makes you feel something, but you're not sure why or where the feeling came from. But yeah, very interesting relationship with art. But my friend Millie has invited me to do some art exhibition stuff at Red Gun Pass. If you haven't got your tickets, go get your tickets. I'll literally link it down below. If they're not already sold out, I reckon they will be because it's so good. And some of my amazing musical friends are playing there, which is so exciting. But yeah, I think leaning into being multifaceted in a creative way is really difficult, and a lot of us kind of face imposter syndrome not only in our main art but in the different ways we express ourselves and the different arts we dabble in. But yeah, these, like that art piece I showed you just before with the millions of dots and details and things, that came from a dream of a phoenix guy, a phoenix dude who appeared, and I was like, wow, what is this? But that's all I can remember when I wake up is dream symbolism, but not actually what happened, unless I like write it down immediately, but I'm too groggy usually in the mornings. But I always think that like while you're asleep your brain's going to be figuring out something. Like I know it's to do with the hippocampus, I think, and like storing memories and processing information while you're asleep. But like, why is there a phoenix? What in my waking life is relating to a phoenix? So I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, dreams and art are like very connected. I also got a tattoo of a unicorn on my arm. I was obsessed. My hyperfixation when I was younger was unicorns, and I loved folklore. I was talking about unicorns because I loved magical things, and I still love magical things, and I think that bringing magic into your life with mystical creatures is fun. Mystical creatures are so fun. Come on. I love them. They're great. I think a lot of people miss that magic in their life when they're older, and I think that by having a unicorn on my arm I can just be like, what do you love from your childhood? Like it's a great conversation starter. I just get to ask people what they love, and yeah. I think I'm going to see some people perform that I really wanted to see. Surprise hiccup. Hold up. Whoa. It's weird when it's only one. I'm suspicious. I want to see some really cool artists, and I want to travel. And by travel I mean just like get out of the city that I'm in. because I've never travelled overseas, and I've never travelled in my country, but a commercial flight would be crazy. Seeing things, and I want to expand and grow as a person and be around different people and different cultures, and just like, I think I'm ready to do that. I wasn't ready for a long time because I didn't feel like I had roots in my hometown or this city, but now I feel like I belong here, which is a really secure feeling. But I don't know, I just want to see new things, and I want to give more time to my relationships and my friends. Someone last night told me at the Mojo Songwriters session that it sounded like my set sounded like therapy. And that makes me so happy, because I think subconsciously that's what I was trying to do, is make songs that people reflect on. And then, yeah, it's kind of beautiful that that's how it comes across. That was the sweetest ever. I always love being at gigs and talking to people, because I get to witness their artistry, and then somehow they think I'm cool too, and I'm just like, what? This doesn't even make any sense. Like, you're literally a god to me. But yeah, I think that's an interesting comment to make about my songs, because maybe that's what it's meant to be. I wanted to study speech pathology for a while, I wanted to do psychology. I just didn't have the science brain for it, which is okay. But I love connecting with people and talking to people and trying to grow. But I also watched someone last night that did a song that I love. I think it was Riot, I'm not sure. But it has a line in it like, self-help only works when the water's running. And I think that's the realest lyric ever. Are you kidding? Yeah, of course. Like, you can only work on yourself if you have the essentials and the necessities. And in this cost of living crisis, people are struggling. And there's like little to nothing we can really do about it, because there's just so much systemic turmoil. But I love that I can go to a songwriter's night and witness someone playing a song like that and be like, wow, I see myself in that, and you're telling a story that people understand and really resonate with. But that's my favorite part about being a musician, is hearing other people. Same as being an artist. Like, the most inspiration I get from is the people in my life, the close friends, the family, the people that come up and talk to me, the strangers on the street. Art can't exist without the people that are involved in human experience and are around in communities, and see people's artwork and appreciate it. This is such a rant, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I think that's kind of the beauty of it. I don't think I'm meant to know. I don't think there's a lot of things I'm not meant to know. I'm just meant to let it pan out. Oh, do you know what I do when I talk about? Joy. I think I'm pronouncing this right. A person called Ima reached out to me because they saw my video that I just posted about being non-binary and being a musician, and whatever Q&A kind of chat that was. And they inspired me so much, because they also create beautiful videos. And I think when I first released that video, I was like, oh, I probably won't do this again. Like, that was just a one-off thing. There were so many people that like messaged me and said how much it meant to them. There's something about creating videos and just letting myself talk about whatever that is liberating. And the fact that it might resonate with someone across the world is crazy. We live in such a weird age, a weird but strangely beautiful, connected, amazing age. And I'd like to contribute to that in a way that is sustainable. I don't know, I've always been a YouTube kid also, but in a good way, I think, because it just meant I was seeing like people talk about the short films they were making, or the art they were doing at the time, or the gallery they just had their stuff exhibited at, and I like that side of the internet. I read a book. I've been on a podcast also. Wait, that was so strange. That was so out of nowhere. My brain is really struggling today, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to say sentences strange. Gosh. Okay, what I was trying to say is I went on a podcast called She Speaks with Lemon, and it was amazing. It was a beautiful experience. I went to one of their workshops about self-care, and I got to create a song about it. It's called Dilly Dally. You can listen to it if you want. But on that podcast, I talked about a book called The Artist's Way, which I read about a year ago now, and I think it really changed my perspective on creativity. And there's also another one I really want to read. I think it's just called The Creative Mind. I'll try and put a photo of it, but it looks really good. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with these books because it's like self-help with creativity, but also like it's kind of like a procedure on how to be more creative, which in my brain I'm like almost like demand avoidant to those types of procedures, because I think that art is whatever you want it to be and it doesn't have to have steps, but it also is really cool that people who don't like usually express themselves creatively could pick up that book and find their creative energy again. This is very tedious. I think I have time blindness, so I think sometimes I don't realize how long I spend doing this, and maybe that's why I get so burnt out and exhausted. But if I don't do it all in one sitting, I get quite frustrated when I come back to it. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but like, you know, when you do a piece of art or you write a song or something, and you come back the next day and you're like, what is this? What's happened? Who let this crazy person do that? That's kind of how it feels sometimes, but I think it's all part of the process. That was me drawing and talking about nonsense. I think I will post more of these because I enjoy making them and I enjoy chatting about whatever. If you want to hear music recommendations, if you want anything, let me know and I'll talk about it, but you'll probably just get a little video from me every now and then. This is the progress so far. Maybe I'll make another one where I just chat and do this piece of art. See, it took so long just to do that one part. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Okay.